1. A new era of music. Who played in Pearl Jam? 2. Pearl Jam's Matt Cameron exits, 27 years behind the drums. 3. Pearl Jam drummer Matt Cameron steps down after 27 years Heartfelt exit. 1. A new era of music. Who played in Pearl Jam? #, the evolution of drummers in Pearl Jam. A band's journey through rhythm. Pearl Jam has experienced a revolving door of drummers, arguably more than the fictional band Spinal Tap, with notable names like Dave Crusson and Matt Cameron, the latter of whom recently shocked fans with his unexpected exit. On a Monday morning, Matt Cameron, who has been the heartbeat of Pearl Jam for nearly 3 decades, announced his immediate departure from the band. In his heartfelt message, he expressed, "After 27 fantastic years, I have taken my final steps down the drum riser for the mighty Pearl Jam. Much love and respect to Jeff, Ed, Mike, and Stone for inviting me into the band in 1998 and for giving me the opportunity of a lifetime, filled with friendships, artistry, challenges, and laughter. I am forever grateful to the crew, staff, and fans worldwide. It's been an incredible journey. More to follow. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart." In response, the band released a statement honoring Cameron's contributions. From being one of our first musical heroes in the band Skin Yard and a mighty Soundgarden to playing on our first demos in 1990, Matt Cameron has been a singular and true powerhouse of a musician and drummer. He has propelled the last 27 years of Pearl Jam live shows and studio recordings. It was a deeply important chapter for our group, and we wish him well always. He will be deeply missed and is forever our friend in art and music. We love you, Matt. This marks the first time since 1998 that a member has left the band, raising several questions. What prompted Cameron's departure? Will he continue to pursue music? Who will fill his shoes? And why has Pearl Jam seen so many drummers come and go while the core lineup has remained unchanged since its inception? When Cameron joined Pearl Jam in 1998, he was the 5th drummer in just 8 years. Remarkably, he outlasted all his predecessors combined, although he did not participate during the band's commercial zenith, a period fraught with internal conflicts, a fierce battle against Ticketmaster, and concerns about maintaining artistic integrity. This tumultuous time was characterized by a Spinal Tap-esque series of drummer changes, with one member lasting only a month. Let's take a closer look at each drummer who has graced the kit. #, Dave Crusson, October 1990 to May 1991. Guest appearances in 2017 and 2022. When Jeff Ament and Stone Gossard, former members of Mother Love Bone, invited Eddie Vedder to Seattle in October 1990, they also brought in drummer Dave Crusson for their first rehearsal. Although Matt Cameron had played on their early demos, he was unable to join due to his commitments with Soundgarden. Reflecting on his first encounter with Vedder, Crusson recalled, "I was very surprised to hear such a massive voice. As soon as Vedder started singing, I was struck by the uniqueness of his voice. He also just started constantly scribbling words down, trying different stuff. He was right into the fire." Crusson played with the band during their first gig, their early tour with Alice in Chains, and the recording of their debut album, 10. However, he struggled with alcoholism, admitting, "I'm an alcoholic. I had really been just sick of my disease at that point and could just not stop drinking." After a performance at the Singles Rap Party on May 25, 1991, he was dismissed from the band. At that time, Pearl Jam was still a fledgling group, and he had to watch their ascent from the sidelines. "I think it was harder for people around me than it was for me," he reflected. "I had to either accept or let it run me over. I had to accept it and move on with my life." In a remarkable turn of events, Crusson reunited with Pearl Jam on April 7, 2017, to perform live during their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. He also returned for a one-night performance on May 16, 2022, when Cameron fell ill with COVID-19, playing alongside Josh Klinghoffer and Richard Stuveret. #, Matt Chamberlain, July 4, 1991 to August 3, 1991. Following Crusson's departure, Pearl Jam enlisted Matt Chamberlain, the former drummer for Edie Brickell and New Bohemians, to fill in as they hit the road after recording 10. Chamberlain described his role as merely temporary, stating, "I was just there to help out. I didn't even know these guys. And then they basically asked me to uproot everything in my life and join their band that was in a van still. I could have been any drummer. They just needed one." At the same time, Chamberlain received an offer to join the Saturday Night Live house band, which he ultimately chose, saying, "Had I known it was going to generate millions of dollars, maybe I'd have given it a second thought. But I think I made the right decision. It just wasn't my thing. They were on a mission, but I was just there to help out for a second. I was just an innocent bystander." During his brief tenure, the band filmed the video for a live at a Seattle show, capturing a fleeting moment in Pearl Jam's history. Interestingly, in the summer of 2014, Chamberlain toured with Soundgarden while Cameron was busy with Pearl Jam, effectively swapping roles for a time. Hashtag Dave Abruzzese, August 23, 1991, August 1994. When Chamberlain left, Pearl Jam faced a significant challenge with a major tour on the horizon. Fortunately, he recommended Dave Abruzzese, a drummer he had seen perform in Dallas, whose style reminded him of John Bonham. Abruzzese was flown to Seattle, where he watched the live video shoot and jammed with the band for the first time. Ament noted, "He just kind of fit in. We wanted to argue about it a little bit, but nobody could really argue about it. It was happening." Abruzzese played on the albums Versus and Vitology, as well as during the extensive tours of that era. However, personality clashes soon emerged. In a Rolling Stone cover story by Cameron Crowe, Abruzzese expressed his frustration, saying, "To me, when I was younger and I heard about a band selling 1 million records, I thought the band would get together and jump up and down for at least a minute. But it doesn't happen that way in this band. Me, I flip out. I jump up and down by myself." As time passed, the divide between Abruzzese and the rest of the band widened, leading to his dismissal over breakfast in August 1994. He stated, "For reasons that I don't completely understand, the other members decided to fire me in order to pursue a philosophy which they perceive as incompatible with mine. I was not involved in their decision, but I accept it and am proud to have been a part of what Pearl Jam was." When the band was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Crusson and Cameron received the honor, while Abruzzese was notably absent. He expressed his disappointment in a Facebook post, stating, "Whoever is ultimately responsible for the decision that deemed my work with Pearl Jam as an effort that was not important enough to grant me induction knows nothing of what we accomplished." Hashtag Jack Irons, October 1st, 1994, April 1998. Guest appearances in 2003 and 2017. Jack Irons, who co-founded the Red Hot Chili Peppers in 1982, left the band in 1988 after the tragic death of guitarist Hillel Slovak. While playing with Joe Strummer, he met Eddie Vedder, who he later recommended to Ament and Gossard when they were searching for a new singer in 1990, thus igniting the Pearl Jam saga. In a gesture of gratitude, Vedder invited Irons to join Pearl Jam after Abruzzese's departure. He made his debut at the 1994 Bridge School benefit and contributed to the albums No Code, Yield, and Mirrorball, a collaboration with Neil Young. However, Irons struggled with the demands of touring, stating, "I had a young family with 2 children. I was just getting really exhausted. It was some deep place exhaustion." His challenges culminated during a tour in Australia in early 1998, where he felt overwhelmed by the pressures of life on the road. "I was due for a pullover. I was ready to pull off the road and take a different journey, a healing journey," he explained. Irons returned to perform with Pearl Jam for a few songs at 2 shows in 2003 and attended their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction in 2017, joining Cameron on stage for the finale of Rockin' in the Free World, alongside members of Rush, Journey, and Yes. Hashtag Matt Cameron, May 1st, 1998 to July 7th, 2025. As Pearl Jam prepared for a summer tour in 1998, they faced the challenge of finding a new drummer after Irons' exit. Fortunately, with Soundgarden disbanding the previous year, Matt Cameron was available. He had just 3 weeks to learn the entire Pearl Jam catalog. Everyone was super welcoming. He recalled, "We already knew each other. We were friends. I just slid right into their workflow. But I was playing way too fast. I had to chill out and try to get closer to the styles of the drummers before me. My job was to learn the catalog and do my best to keep the band rolling and get them back on the road. Cameron's departure marks a significant moment in Pearl Jam's history, leaving fans to ponder the future of the band and the legacy of its drummers. Who do you think should take up the mantle next? What are your thoughts on the band's journey through so many drummers? Share your opinions in the comments below. 2. Pearl Jam's Matt Cameron exits, 27 years behind the drums. A legendary chapter in rock history comes to a close as Pearl Jam drummer Matt Cameron announces his departure after 27 extraordinary years with the iconic Seattle band. But here's where it gets emotional. Imagine dedicating nearly 3 decades of your life to creating music that resonates with millions, only to walk away. Cameron's decision, shared via social media on Monday morning, marks the end of an era for a group that has defined generations of music lovers. Since joining in 1998, Cameron has been more than just a drummer. He's been the heartbeat of Pearl Jam's sound, contributing to 12 studio albums, including 2024's critically acclaimed Dark Matter. His tenure has been a masterclass in longevity and artistry. No small feat in an industry where change is constant. And this is the part most people miss. Behind the spotlight, Cameron's journey with the band began even before his official membership, playing on their earliest demos in 1990. I'm forever grateful for the friendships, laughter, and challenges we've shared, Cameron reflected, his words echoing the bittersweet reality of moving on. The band reciprocated his admiration, calling him a singular powerhouse whose influence stretches back to his days in Soundgarden and Skinyard. But here's where it gets intriguing. How does a band like Pearl Jam, so deeply rooted in its rhythm section, forge ahead without such an integral member? As of now, the band hasn't named a replacement, leaving fans wondering what's next. With their Dark Matter tour wrapped and no upcoming shows, the pause feels intentional. Meanwhile, frontman Eddie Vedder will take the stage at his Ohana Festival this September, a reminder that even as one door closes, others open. But let's stir the debate. Can any drummer truly fill Cameron's shoes, or will this shift alter Pearl Jam's signature sound? Share your thoughts. Do you think the band will evolve or stay rooted in their legacy? Formed in 1990, Pearl Jam has carved a legacy that transcends music, blending activism with artistry. From selling out stadiums to advocating for social justice, their impact is undeniable. As fans process this transition, one thing is clear. Cameron's departure isn't just a lineup change. It's a moment to reflect on the band's enduring spirit. So, we ask you, what's your favorite Pearl Jam memory with Matt behind the kit? Let the nostalgia begin. Stay connected for updates on Pearl Jam's next chapter and catch Vedder at Ohana Festival. For now, the drum kit sits empty, but the music and the conversation lives on. Asterisk information sourced from Pearl Jam's official channels. Follow Fox 13 Seattle for local news, and download the Fox Local app for real-time updates. Asterisk. 3. Pearl Jam drummer Matt Cameron steps down after 27 years' heartfelt exit. In a surprising turn of events, Matt Cameron, the iconic drummer of Pearl Jam, has announced his departure from the band after an impressive 27-year tenure. This marks the end of an era for both the musician and a legendary grunge group that has left an indelible mark on rock music. In a heartfelt message shared on July 7th via the band's Instagram account, Matt expressed his deep appreciation for the time he spent with his bandmates, Eddie Vedder, Jeff Ament, Mike McCready, and Stone Gossard. He stated, "After 27 fantastic years, I have taken my final steps down the drum riser for the mighty Pearl Jam. Much love and respect to Jeff, Ed, Mike, and Stone for inviting me into the band in 1998 and for giving me the opportunity of a lifetime, filled with friendships, artistry, challenges, and laughter." Matt went on to convey his gratitude to the crew, staff, and fans around the globe, saying, "It's been an incredible journey. More to follow. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Peace and love." While he did not specify the exact reasons for his exit, his former bandmates quickly rallied to show their support. They released a statement that highlighted Matt's significant contributions to the band, saying, "From being one of our first musical heroes in the band Skin Yard and the mighty Soundgarden, to playing on our first demos in 1990, Matt Cameron has been a singular and true powerhouse of a musician and drummer. He has propelled the last 27 years of Pearl Jam live shows and studio recordings." The band continued, "It was a deeply important chapter for our group, and we wish him well always. He will be deeply missed and is forever our friend in art and music. We love you, Matt." Matt officially became a member of Pearl Jam in 1998, stepping in after the departure of drummer Jack Irons. Prior to joining Pearl Jam, he had a history with the band members, having played alongside Eddie, Jeff, Stone, and Mike in the tribute band Temple of the Dog, which honored their late friend Andrew Wood. This band was formed in the same year Pearl Jam came into existence. In 2000, just 2 years after joining the Grammy-winning group, Matt made his recording debut on Pearl Jam's 6th studio album, Binaural. His contributions to the band were recognized when he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Pearl Jam in 2017. Reflecting on his journey, Matt recently shared how he came to join the band. He recalled, "The band just accepted me right away. We had a history together. We were friends and everything. I think they were in a little bit of a bind when they did ask me to join. I agreed to fill in for their drummer Jack at the time, and I think they had a tour in like 3 weeks or something like that." He added, "But it was so fun. I mean, they're great guys, great music, great band." So, it really wasn't that much of a shift in working because I had been touring for 11 years straight at that point. It was just a really nice opportunity that I appreciated. As fans and fellow musicians reflect on Matt Cameron's remarkable journey with Pearl Jam, one can't help but wonder, what does the future hold for both the band and Matt? Will he pursue new musical endeavors? Or is this the end of his drumming career? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Pearl Jam can continue to thrive without him? Or will his absence be felt deeply in their future projects?